Hello everyone and welcome to yet another YouTube video. Today we'll be looking at the map Lotus and we'll be going through and explaining how the map works, how the map will play hopefully in the future, and giving an overall understanding or giving my overall understanding even on what the map is going to look and play like. So first things first, to get out of the way, Lotus is a free bomb site map similar to that of Haven. However, the big difference between Haven and Lotus is the size. From what I've seen, Lotus looks to be a very small, compact map where fights will probably happen very early on. It will be one of the most fast-paced maps in the game, and there'll be a lot of planning that needs to go into your team comp. It looks like another map very similar to that of Fracture, where rotations will be super quick, happening either through spawn or the middle of the map, and teams will always have to stay on their toes coming up with new plans. Also, because of so many corners and angles visible that I will point out when they come up in this video, it will be one of those maps where trickery will play a big part and holding angles will be super powerful. You will need to constantly be thinking about what your enemy's next move is and what your next move should be to win the map. Another thing to note is that this map, obviously having 3 bomb sites, means it's going to need a lot of thoughtfulness behind what players go where. Each site will require someone to defend it at some point. Some sites will be easier to defend, others will be a lot harder. Excuse me. This map is going to be a very interesting thing to see. Obviously, having no access to the PBE, I cannot show you any gameplay because I do not plan to steal content from other content creators. That is not the way I do things. I want to prove to you guys that I'm worthy of it. So, with your help and support, maybe I will eventually gain access to the PBE from Riot. And if I do that, the quality of the content when it comes to unreleased maps, skins, etc. will improve greatly, as I will have access to these things in the public beta. But, you know, we make do with what we have. I am an educational channel. It's going to take us a while to grow, seeing as Valorant is considered a very straightforward game. However, I feel like with time, we will really develop into a very, very good community of people who just want to learn how to get better at the game. So, now that's out of the way, let's get into this release trailer. So, this area of the map, I'll have to give credit to Riot. It's probably the most beautiful map they've ever done. This area of the map is the way you access A site. This whole area is attacker side A. It's how you will attack the A bomb site. This video is intended for people who haven't seen any gameplay, just to make that clear. I'm going through the map, explaining what I've seen. So, this Lotus area is the far right side of A. If you're on attacker side, A is to the right, B is in the center, and C is to the left, looking onward onto the map. You will go through this Lotus area if you want to head towards the mid, and then there's another side area that you can go through. But yeah, this is the Lotus area. You'll probably go through here quite a lot trying to get to A side. Here we are. This is, you will directly go through that area every single time. Just to get a better photo, this is what the pre-A area, I'm going to call it, looks like. Sort of the fighting ground. This is where most of your battles with the enemy team will occur, as behind that blue door right there is A side. It is literally right behind the door. You will walk through that door and you will be on A side. This is where skirmishes will happen, where most of people's defense will probably be, and a lot of your enemies will probably be playing right where that ultimate orb is, right in this area. It should be noted that the revolving door is incredibly loud. From the content I've seen, it's about as loud as the bind teleporters, meaning they can be heard throughout the map. And when you are near it, it is very, very distracting. This map is going to have that issue where it's going to be much like every other new map, but especially because of the color scheme and the brightness, it's going to be a very, very overwhelming map at first. You're going to have a sensory overload as you don't really know what's happening in the beginning. That was all we've seen from the map. Yeah, like I mentioned, very in the video they brought the volume of the door down, but in game it is significantly louder than this. That is a wall bangable box in the corner there, and if you follow up the path through the ultimate orb, you will be taken to mid B. You will not be taken onto A site. There is another way to get onto A site, but it's not through here. The only other way to get onto A site is actually to go through the Fender spawn. So a lot of people will have to watch this mid area, as it will result in a lot of unfortunate deaths. As you can see, there are skirmishes happening in mid, like I said, with people pushing, jet dashing through. This leads you into the entrance to A site, and as you can see, there is another button to start the door revolving. Here we are. This is what A site looks like. You are currently on the site itself. There is the box there that you cannot jump over. It is at head height, but people will see your head over the box. There's this central area that people have often referred to as being part of a CSGO map. I don't know myself. And right there, it's not present in the actual trailer. I can't really make the image any clearer, I'm afraid. It's at max quality. But right there in that little rectangular area with the gap will actually be a rope that will allow you to climb up and go all the way into the Fender side spawn. And you can do the same thing going round, seeing this fall. Like she said, that will be the more silent approach on the site instead of taking the rope, because the rope will make noise. Brimstone casually popping off. This door is completely breakable. It's glowing blue now, will glow red and break, much like every other door in the game. Very unique. That is actually head height. You will not need to crouch through that gap. That gap actually fits every agent in the game. This is B site. B site is very small, not only in space wise, but in the area where you can plant. I don't know if you'll be able to see the cursor, but the actual stair area, not stretching all the way towards the wall, but where the box on the right end, right at the edge of that, all the way going to the other side in a straight line, and the rest of the area going away from B site is all a plant zone. You cannot plant up here where the stairs are, however. It is a very small plant zone. It's a very safe plant zone, because the only ways you can die are people coming through the mid door, which you'll hear break, and people coming through these other entrances. Should be noted that B site will probably be the most attacked site in the game, just because of how many entrance points it has, but because of how small and compacted and easy to defend it should be. The actual plant zone stretches back this way. I don't really know what the stairs area go through, but I imagine that's how defenders come from spawn and get into the site itself. Not much to say. Really small site. This is defender spawn. Very pretty, very beautiful. When you're in ranked, maybe don't spend too much time looking at it, but this is what the map looks like. It is a very good map, and this is Seaside. Seaside is quite a bit bigger, but it looks a lot more different when you're in game. This is sort of Astra's way of looking at the site overall. All of these pillars actually are very, very good hiding spots. I think if you stand sideways behind them, they will actually hide you. This pillar actually makes an L shape, so that's a point you could hide in. I imagine Odin shots and operator shots go through those walls, and this box will be an incredible wallbang point for people, as it will allow for a lot of kills to come, as the way attackers enter this map is from the way she is facing right now. So if I go, sorry for that knock, if I go back a few frames, you can see that the way attackers get onto the map is through this door here on the right. Once again, I have seen gameplay from multiple streamers and how they played on this map, and I'm just letting you guys know what I've seen so far. Is that character reveal? Oh, so new map and new character. Okay, interesting. Interesting. Good things coming to Valorant. I will explain what my theory is on the new character as we move on. Because he says counterpart, I think I know what the new character is going to be. But moving on. Really great release video by Riot. Very, very good way to raise excitement for the game. We will be doing a Revelation review trailer as well, but so far I've just wanted to get the Lotus part of it out of the way. Thank you everyone for watching. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe the content. I will have the first new map video will be on Lotus, because I think that map specifically will require a lot of learning time for me to do, and I want to get it out as quick as possible because that map will be what people will struggle with as soon as it comes to ranked. Thank you everyone for watching. I appreciate all of you, and as always, have a good one.